Hello everybody, this is Patrick at Damore Golf Instruction. Today we got Phil Mickelson on the operating table, and what I'm going to describe today is the differences between wide forward swing arcs and narrow forward swing arcs, and it's imperative you understand this. And when I have my students swing in a wide forward swing arc nature, their ball flight is much better, their spin rate is much better, their angle of approach is much better, their directional angle of approach is much better, and consequently their shots are better. And earlier I put up a video of Adam Scott on how wide his forward swing arc is, and that's one of the main reasons why he's such a good ball striker. Today we got Phil, and we're going to show you how narrow his forward swing arc is, and thus the nature of his golf shots. When his timing's good, he hits the ball as well as anybody. When his timing's not good, he is so far off the map half the time you don't even know if he's coming or going. And he's got a great short game to fix most of the time. But we're going to take a look on why this happens the way it does with him. When I can get golfers and my students swinging wider, first let's talk about what wide is. We're going to get Phil to the top here. And when I'm thinking wide, all I'm trying to think about are these hands taking a wider route on that forward swing into impact. That's all I'm trying to get my students to do. If we can do this, the upper body and core becomes more in sync at impact. That alone will create better golf shots. When we do this, your angle of approach into the golf ball with your club head isn't steep. I'm going to exaggerate that, but just to show my point, it's more shallow. When we have a shallow angle of approach, we apply most of our club head speed into the back of the ball towards the target versus into the ground. And when we come in shallow, we put less spin on the ball, a little higher launch, and the club head travels down the target line a longer distance during impact. Straighter golf shots, folks. That's why we try to think wide. Now, when I say wide, I'm not talking casting. I'm talking about nothing to do with the hands releasing early. You have the ability to swing wide and not releasing the hands, and I showed that pretty clearly with my Adam Scott video. But Phil here, he swings very, very narrow. Look at this angle we got him in at right here, and here's one of my telltale signs of whether you're wide or not. He has such an acute down lag, 38 degrees. I mean, that's a lot of wrist angle, folks. And I'm going to try to get this one up here if I can. 92 degrees with that forearm to the angle there. So he has really increased his lag on that forward swing, to say the least. And that's what we call down lag. He's one of the down laggers, severe down laggers on tour. And your down laggers are going to have a lot of club head speed, without a doubt. But your down laggers like this are going to have two-way misses when they're not hitting the ball well, and we've watched him enough over the years we know that he has a tendency to hit the ball crooked, to say the least. And this swing has a lot of hand-eye coordination needed to get it working properly. And I don't see him trying to fix it either. I just, he's a stubborn person, obviously. It is what it is. And if he can find it, he'll make par, that's for sure. But at the top of the swing, Phil has a lot of steepness to him. These hands travel a very narrow arc, or as I like to say, a V-shaped arc, instead of a more shallow U-shaped arc into impact. And if he could swing a little more wide, well, I won't sugarcoat it, a lot more wide, he'd be a better ball striker without a doubt, in my opinion. He has one of these old throwback golf swings, folks. He stays on top of the ball, a lot of turn, a lot of torque. His front heel's up off the ground at the top of the swing. As you can see right here, it is. He hangs back on his back foot at impact. As you can see there, there's a lot of hang back here, folks. He's here to there. As I call it the reverse C position. In his case, it's not a reverse C because he's left-handed, but that always requires a great deal of hand-eye coordination at impact. That requires this part of your body forearms and hands to rotate excessively to fix it at impact. The more modern day swing, and what I teach and what I preach to everyone I teach, is this upper body is more this way at impact, and more on top of the golf ball with the head position at impact. His head is way back here at impact, and quite frankly, in the system I teach, I like to see a little bit more lateral move of the upper body. All that creates width if we can get that upper body moving properly. But you know, Phil is an extreme talent for sure, and he's going to go down as a great golfer and one of the greatest ever to play. And he's fun to watch. But quite frankly, his downswing arc is very, very narrow, and that's what creates a lot of his hello up and close personal contact with the spectators every now and then on the golf course. Now, narrow forward swing arc. If I could get every golfer in the universe to have a narrow forward swing arc, we'd all be pretty good golfers. But there comes a point in time where too narrow is not good. And there's a handful of guys on tour that are too narrow. He's one of them, obviously. And when you get to this position where you're too narrow like this, like I said, a lot of hand-eye coordination needed. And fortunately for Phil, he is, well, probably with the exception of Tiger Woods, might go down in history as one of the most gifted hand-eye coordinated golfers in the world, for sure. Seve Ballesteros had a lot of action like this, and of course his short game was phenomenal. But you know, there's different ways of skinning a cat, folks, and Phil chooses to swing very, very narrow in that forward swing. And he's fun to watch, but I would not recommend this action into the golf ball to my serious golfers at all. And it takes a lot of timing. Folks, if you'd like to have your swing analyzed by myself, contact me at my instruction site, and I'm here to help. Thank you.